Advanced Auto Parts getting a big upgrade today. That was our mystery chart. Rahel has the details for us. Hey, Rahel.
Hi, Scott. So after AutoNation had its, quote, absolute best quarter ever, Raymond James getting bullish elsewhere in the auto space, upgrading Advanced Auto Parts to outperform target price $175 a share. So the analyst saying that this is a much more fundamentally sound company than perhaps any time this century. And that's thanks to restructuring efforts. And also they expect a new 3-year plan will energize the stock in the near term. Advanced Auto Parts also largely operates in markets with heavier lockdown measures. And analysts think that the company should benefit as these regions have largely reopened. They're calling for fourth quarter comps to increase 9%. That is much higher than the consensus of 3.6%. And they also note that the industry overall, Scott, is doing much better than expected. Our very own Jim Cramer even pointing that out this morning, that he thinks that the auto business is in bull market mode. Advanced Auto, however, still negative on the year, though it's been creeping higher the last 6 months, as we said before the break, up nearly 37%. The upgrade today also giving it a slight boost, up about 3.4%, Scott.
Yeah, Rahel, thank you. Cramer likening it to housing, what's going on in the auto business. Steve Weiss, you own Ford. No one owns Advanced Auto Parts. I guess you wish you did. AutoNation, all-time high today, knocked it out of the park with its earnings. Weiss, you own Ford. I think that's the only auto-related?
Yeah, that's correct. I own Ford. And look, this COVID, the benefit, and there aren't many benefits of it at all, shut down production for the auto companies globally. So what happened was when people decided, hey, I don't want to take mass transportation, I'm going to go out and buy a car, with interest rates being so low as well, there's nothing to buy. So now that cars are coming back, the auto companies don't have to offer the incentives they were offering. So you're seeing a real pickup in car sales. As I mentioned before in the show, why I bought Ford was because the F-150 had its best month ever. You're seeing SUVs having their best months ever, and those are all the highest margin cars out there. So I think the autos continue to go, and Cramer's right, similar to housing, that's typically how you measure the health of the economy, particularly your consumer economy, and both are working well right now.
Yeah, I do. It's interesting. You know, look, Morgan Stanley is also Adam Jonas, well-known auto analyst there. 5 reasons why General Motors stock is charged up. You know, Joe, I wonder if you're trying to get a read-through to overall strength in the economy, if housing and autos are really a good tell, or if they're just more a play on how people are living their lives during COVID and will on the other side of COVID. If people are looking to leave cities, sure, they're buying houses. If people don't want to get in other people's automobiles or don't want to ride public transportation, they're buying vehicles. Is that really an overall sign that the economy is just rip-roaring?
No, it's not. It's that those that are at the upper end of the economic K recovery have the ability to go out and to spend on housing and to spend on autos. And for those, this is the early innings. Jim Cramer is completely right, and so is Stephen Weiss. And I will be mining for names within the auto industry that I would want to own.
Like what?
Jim mentioned PPG. PPG is at all-time highs right now. That's a name that you could take a look at. O'Reilly Automotive is a...
You going for the paint?
Auto paint. O'Reilly Automotive, another name you could own. I know Jim mentioned this morning Lithia Motors. That's another one. They sell, they service, they finance. And then lastly, I'm going to introduce a new name. There's a company called Sensata Technologies. The ticker symbol is ST. It's a small cap company. It's got a mid-20s PE. And what they do, Scott, is they deliver the compressors, the components, all the needed electronic parts for these electronic vehicles. That's a name that I would take a look at also.
When are you going to do? I mean, you throw out a lot of names. O'Reilly, you like O'Reilly, you like PPG, you like Sensata, you own Lithia, but you own none of the 4.
I think last week we had the conversation about, I think we had an upgrade on Magna, if I'm not mistaken. And at that time, I looked at PPG. I was going to shuffle the portfolio, step in and buy PPG. I did not. After this morning's AutoNation report, which was very compelling for me, listening to Jim Cramer, I'm doing a lot more research on it, and I do think there's some early inning equivalency to what housing has experienced. So I'll do further research and see what screens high and come up with a name for you.